Today I'll tell you about the most important holiday in the Soviet Union, New Year's Eve. It wasn't just a celebration, it was a full-scale operation requiring strategy, connections, and a whole lot of effort. So let's dive into the sparkling, chaotic, and delicious traditions of the Soviet New Year. The first step to a successful Soviet New Year was stockpiling as much delicious and preferably rare food as possible. Smoked sausages, canned peaches, and sprats were symbols of success. You couldn't just walk into a store and buy these treats. No. You had to either procure them through connections or receive a coveted holiday food packages from work. The quality of your package depended on your rank. My parents were thrilled to receive canned peas and mayonnaise, because these were the essential ingredients for Olivier salad, the crown jewel of the Soviet holiday table. Known everywhere as Russian salad, Olivier started as a luxurious dish made with grouse, veal tongue, caviar, and crayfish. But in the Soviet era, people adapted it using whatever they could find, like potatoes, bologna, and pickles. By the 1960s, it became a must-have on New Year's tables. If you couldn't get peas and mayonnaise, well, you were a loch, a loser who didn't know how to live. The New Year's tree, not a Christmas tree, was essential. We'd buy ours at the market and let it sit on the balcony until my sister and I cleaned the apartment and managed to go 24 hours without fighting. Then my dad would retrieve a dusty box of ornaments from the top shelf. These weren't just any ornaments. They were treasures. Shiny spheres, cotton-stuffed Ded Moroz figures, and glass birds on clips. We carefully hung them on the fragrant, fought branches, layering so much tinsel that the tree began to resemble a silver haystack. The crowning touch was a string of oversized, yellowed plastic lights that still somehow felt magical. Spending New Year's Eve alone at home was unthinkable. You had two options: go to someone's house or host a party yourself. Either way, it was a social obligation. New Year's Eve called for your finest attire. Girls wore dresses and bows, and if we were visiting friends, we also packed warm pants for later. You'll see why. Guests were welcomed with gasps of admiration, and then everyone gathered around the table to eat. Adults gradually got tipsy and swept heroic tales about how they acquired everything on the table. Meanwhile, children and dogs migrated under the table, where we traded candy wrappers, swapped toys, and spun wild stories about the gifts our imaginary important relatives had sent us. I once claimed to own a real Mickey Mouse doll, which of course a friend in 8th grade had borrowed at the moment. My friends gasped, "Wow, no way!" and immediately came up with even cooler gifts and even more impressive friends, once from the 9th grade. Five minutes before midnight, glasses of champagne and soda for the kids were poured and the TV volume was turned up. The leader of the Soviet Union gave a monotonous speech about milk yields, coal production, and world peace, none of which interested us kids. We waited impatiently for the Kremlin clock to strike midnight. When it did, everyone hugged, shouted Happy New Year, and clinked glasses. After the feast, it was time to venture outdoors. It was tradition to do the following: light sparklers, wish strangers a happy new year, slide down icy hills and inevitably fall, hence the warm pants, sing a song in unison, usually "Oh Frost, Frost." I'll try to sing it now. Oi, Maros, Maros, мороз, не морозь меня, не морозь меня, моего коня. Не морозь меня, моего коня. Ждет меня жена, ай, любимая. My son just came in. Mom, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. So, back to the story. Next step was visiting the town square's New Year's tree, complete with giant mechanical fairy tale characters. My favorite was the princess who turned her head and batted her eyelashes with a metallic screech. Beside her stood the grey wolf in a red shirt, bowing as he presented her with a loaf of bread, occasionally dusted with falling snow. After returning home, rosy-cheeked and hoarse, we'd collapse into sleep, usually insisting on sleeping on the floor because it was more fun. The next morning, we'd rush to the tree to unwrap the long-awaited gifts. The best one were always books. Happy New Year, everyone!